How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Rainbow Star coming at you another Dokkan Battle video, and today we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of new stuff coming to JP and a lot of really good and crazy stuff happening on JP. We have a new LR, we have two new EZAs, and we also have two new World Tournament cards and two new World Tournament Awakenings. So we have a lot to talk about today. So obviously we're just going to start right off with the big dude himself. We have Spirit Bomb absorbed Super Saiyan Goku from the Android 13 movie. And man, did they, they're just throwing, all sense of care or, balance out the window whenever they make these cards nowadays. And I don't know, where this is coming from. They did that when when LRK and Khalifa came out, and it seems like they've been balancing almost every single unit because they've been restricting them with certain things. But this guy, he has a very small restriction. But the very small restriction, one, is on his own team, and two, it's probably one of the easiest things to do in the entire game. So let's talk about this guy. So he's Super Saiyan's category Ki plus 4 in HP attack and defense of 130%. Obviously, that's really, really good. Super Saiyan category is busted beyond belief. He doesn't really need the 4 key, but there's some units that you could run on his team that could, like the LR Go Bros and all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely very good. On his 12 key super attack, he raises defense by 50% for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. You're never going to see that. We're going to see that in his passive skill. And then his 18 to 24 key super causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, lowers attack and defense, and seals super attacks. He's that instantly makes him one of the best Super Battle Road units that you could bring. LR stats, lowers attack and defense, and seals. He basically shuts down that opponent for 2 turns. And that it's just crazy what they decided to do. And we haven't even got to his passive skill yet. And he's already insane. So his passive skill, he gets 59% attack and defense. Personally, I understand that 59 base is, I believe, is Goku in Japanese, but it's annoying. Just do 60. It makes everything so much easier. Then he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, which is really good. So he's making his own key, so he's already self-sufficient like that. And then he gets an extra 2 key in addition for every rainbow key sphere obtained. So he's doubly self-sufficient. So say you only change 3 orbs on the field to rainbow. You'll probably still be able to connect at least 2 of those. So that's 3 key for each of those. That's an additional 6 key, and then whatever you're connecting to. This guy's always going to be getting his 24 key super attack. He's incredible. And then that's not even it. Then he gets a plus an additional 7% 7% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. So he already has a small nuker passive. But then he gets an additional 7% attack per key sphere obtained per Super Saiyan category ally attacking in the same turn, excluding himself. So if you're running his own team, the Super Saiyan category team, or even if you're running it on the transforming Super Saiyan Goku's team, which he's going to be better on because he doesn't need the key, but so he gets the better stats buff. He gets he gets 59% attack and defense with an additional 21% attack per key sphere obtained. LR Gohan, gets 20, I believe, is his number. Let me actually check that. Let's look at what power creep looks like in this game, if it'll load up for some reason. Hello. Okay. Let's just run really slow for no reason. But okay, let's go to LR rarities. Let's see. We can get there for... Nope. Here we go. So, yeah, LR Gohan gets 18% 18% attack just attack per key sphere obtained, and 1 key for every other key sphere. This new guy, for some reason, they're just deciding not to show him now. Reload that page. And let's go back to you. Yeah. This guy gets at least 7% attack and defense, probably more because Super Saiyans are so easy to come by. He gets 1 key per any key sphere. This guy creates his own orbs and then gets 2 key from the ones that he creates. Like, so LR Gohan was the first LR in the game. This is just pure and absolute power creep to the fullest extent. Like, it's just insane what they decided to do with this guy. Like, he's a nuker with a flat passive boost anyway, and then creates his own orbs and gets extra key with those orbs that he gets. This guy is absolutely insane. Watching the truth video on this guy on the Super Saiyan team, you basically can't get him below a 5 million attack stat. Even like not even with support on rotation. This guy just throws out 5 million attack stats turn 1. Turn 1. Units don't do that nowadays. LR Gohan and Goten, you have to almost fully build up their passive to get them to a 5 million attack stat. Like, obviously they have their additional so they can do more damage. But this guy, like, he's just broken. Like, without even, like, really seeing everything that this guy can do. Just seeing, like, what his passive looked like and the video that I watched yesterday. This guy's either 2 or 3. That's it. And Super AGL is broken. Broken beyond belief. It's not even, like, fair. They have... Super AGL has 4 of the top 5 units in the game, basically. They have Kale and Caulifla, who's number 1. Then there's the LR Gobros. There's this guy. So that's 2. There's LR Super Saiyan Gohan. So that's 3. And then there's LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who's 5. Like, stop making Super AGL units. We don't need any more. Like, I know that we went, like, almost a year. I think, like, 2 years ago, we went almost a year without getting a AGL Dokkan Fest. But we don't need any more. Like, you can run 4 of the top 5 units in the game. Then you can run the new Pan that just awakened, who gives 50% buffs to that team, like to all those units, and then you can run, like Blue Gogeta, like this. You can run AGL Super Vegito, who just got his Easy A. Like this, it's not fair. Like this is not fair. It's easily the best typing in the game. Like his only downside is that he only has 4 categories. But we're talking about only has 4 categories. He's Pure Saiyans, Movie Heroes, Goku's Family, and Super Saiyans. Pure Saiyans has a 40% buffer. Movie Heroes has a 40% buffer. Goku's Family, if you want to run him on that team, has a 40% buffer. They actually have 2 if you want to run them. And then Super Saiyans is just broken. You can run a 40% buffer on that too. Like, this guy's insane. His teams are insane. And then he has Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, which is with LR Gohan and Goten if you want to run them together. Saiyan Warrior Race, which is his only bad link. Experienced Fighters, Prepared for Battle, Legendary Power, and Fierce Battle. This guy's insane. He's absolutely insane. I'm putting him at either 2 or 3 right now, but I think just the fact that he doesn't have to build up, like the only thing that the LR Go Bros have over him is defense. That's it. But besides that, like the fact that the Go Bros have to build up, like this guy's better in probably every single event besides the Legendary Goku event. Because he just starts off better. He's better in Super Battle Road. He's better in what is it called? He's better in Super Battle Road. He's better in Easy A's. He's better in Dokkan Battlefield. He's better in regular Dokkan events. This guy's insane. I'm gonna say he's probably number 2 right now. I'd probably put him over them, but I just need to see more stuff about him before that. I've been talking for so long about this guy, but there's so much to talk about, so I really don't have a problem with it. So besides him, we have 2 new EZAs for 2 of the oldest units in the game. Like, you can see how old they are. This guy's passive is attack plus 2500 and 2 ki at the start of turn. And this guy's old one is 3 ki and 2500 attack when HP is 80% or below. So you can see how much the game has changed. Now, this guy, his leader skill doesn't really matter. He raises attack, so that's an infinite stack, so that already makes him very good. He gets 3 ki and 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. Awesome, perfect. That's already solid enough. Like, that's a big enough buff for this guy as it's just that. Then he gets plus an additional 30% attack and defense per Super Saiyan category ally on the team, excluding himself. So, say you're running him on the Super Saiyan category team, he gets 130% attacking defense and 3 ki. So I think this guy's doing pretty good. And then he still has Prepared for Battle, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan. He doesn't have Fierce Battle, but he does have Shattering the Limit. He's on a bunch of teams, so this guy's definitely very, very solid. It's only that he has an LR of his own name, so you really can't. So, like, there's a better version of him, but they're giving you different options, which is great. Then this Vegeta, leader skill doesn't matter. He infinitely raises his defense, so that automatically makes him good on the Legendary Goku event. Or any events like it. Like, I always bring up the Legendary Goku event, but I'm also talking about, like, Infinite Dragon Ball history. If we get a Vegeta version, a Frieza version, anything like that, any long event like that is what I'm talking about whenever I say that. He also gets 3 ki and 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets an additional 30% attack up to 120, and a chance to perform a crit up 7%, up to 35%, which is very good, at the start of each turn when HP is 80% or less. So, straight out of the gate, the Trunks is probably better, but this guy, in difficult events, I would say this guy is definitely better. Like, in the Legendary Goku event, you start off, like, every other turn below 80% attack. If you get super attacked, you're starting the turn below 80% attack. So this guy is going to be very, very good. He infinitely raises his attack by 30% for 99 turns. So this guy is definitely very, very good. Prepared for Battle. Prepared for Battle, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Royal Lineage, Blazing Battle, whatever. But just has Shattering the Limit on a couple pretty good teams. This guy's definitely very good as well. I know there's so many of you who have Bobbed or use these guys as super attack fodder. I know I've done the same. But nowadays, as just a PSA to everybody, do not Baba and do not feed units in for super attacks unless you have them at least all paths open. If you want to, what I do is I also use them as SA fodder for themselves. So I don't feed in units unless I'm running low on Kais, or I have the unit SA10 and all paths open. That's it. Like STR God Goku. If he ever gets an EZA, right now, just from pulling him, I have him all paths open and SA6, I believe. Like, that's good to go. Or Bergamo. So many people have told me that they've bobbed Bergamo, and, like, it's just, nowadays, you can't Baba units anymore. You don't know what units they're going to awaken. Like, who thought that they were going to do these guys? Nobody. Like, maybe people were thinking, oh, that would be cool if they would do that, but nobody was actually expecting them to do that. Bergamo, I had him all paths open, and then I just used all of the 30% Sleepy Kais to get him up to SA10. He's rainbowed now. I'll be making a video. That dude's one of the best TURs in the game. He's crazy. So, like, don't Baba units anymore. Ever. Don't do it. So now we have the 2 new units for the World Tournament. It's a Tech Kale and an Caulifla, which is odd because we already have 2 insane versions of these characters. So I'm not really sure why they're doing this. A lot of people thought that these were awakenings for the other Caulifla and Kales. Thank God they aren't, because those guys are already broken. The Kale already like infinitely raises her attack and double attacks, and the Caulifla already has. She's already untouchable against Pure Saiyans and Universe Survival Saga category enemies, which is like 50% of the game. So I'm glad that they're not awakening, but I haven't really looked too much into these guys. So leader skill is meh. Raises attack and defense, which is really good. That's an infinite stack on both by 20%, which is pretty good. She gets 60% attack and defense, and then an additional 10% attack and defense per Universe 6 category ally on the team. So obviously you want to run her on that team, but it's good that that team is getting some buffs, but it's just that that team is just so limited anyway. High chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks, so that is a 50% chance, so that's very, very good. That doesn't matter against any category enemies, so basically if you're taking a Caulifla against any type of event that isn't Pure Saiyan or Universe Survival Saga, you want to bring this one instead. And then launches an additional super attack when her team has an ally whose name includes Kale attacking in the same turn. So basically they want you to run these two right next to each other. Which it doesn't look like that's going to be too bad, especially on the Universe 6 team. If you want to run a rotation of the like LR Kale and Caulifla and her TUR if you have her, and then you run these two as another rotation, and then have the two hits floating, and then like the support Kale. Like you can do that, and I think that's going to be a pretty solid team. Saiyan lineage, Saiyan warrior race, battlefield diva, prodigies, Warriors of Universe 6, and Tournament of Power. So she's not going to be struggling for ki at all. Sadly, she doesn't have really any good attack links besides prodigies. Does Kale have that? She doesn't. So they're going to be auto supering, but they're not going to be giving each other a lot of attack. But they do obviously give each other. She gives her an additional attack. So I'd say this one's really good. It's just that she has free to play stats, so she's not the like crazy good, but she's definitely a very solid unit. So she's definitely worth going after. So let's look at this Kale now. Same type of leader skill, raises attack and defense, just like the other one. So this could be a very good rotation, or two very good units to run on the. This rotation on the Legendary Goku event is going to be crazy because she launches an additional attack when Kale is on the same rotation. So that's a double 40% attack and defense stack. That's infinite. So that's really good. Universe 6 category allies, 20% attack and 10% defense, and then Pure Saiyans category allies, attack and defense, and attack plus 20% and defense plus 10%. So that's a very good. She's a very good support unit. So even if you don't have the other Caulifla, if you have this KO, you can run her as a support unit, and she runs very well with LR Kale and Caulifla as well. She gets defense plus 120% and launches an additional super attack when your team has an ally whose name includes Caulifla attacking in the same turn. So with a rotation of these two, they both get an additional 40% attack and 20% defense. And then the Caulifla gets, let's say it's on a full Universe 6 team, so that would be 7. So she would get 130% attack and defense. This Kale would get 120% defense. They both launch additional super attacks. So they're both double stacking on this 20% attack and defense stack per turn. So this rotation's extremely, extremely good. So yeah, those guys are definitely worth grinding the World Tournament for. At least get up to probably that 20 million point level so that you get a copy of that card, of those cards. I'm not sure exactly where they're going to be because I don't really look at like the JP Dokkan stuff that seriously. Like the little nuances like that. So then we have two awakenings. One for this World Tournament Fat Boo, this one right here. And then for this Cyborg Tao. So these guys are both very good as well. So leader skill, okay, raises defense for 1 turn and lowers enemies' attack. So that's very, very good. Um, definitely, obviously, a very good floater or a second level person anyway. He has 80% attack and defense, changes int key spheres and another type of key sphere to rainbow spheres. So he's a double orb changer. So your field is only going to have 3 colored orbs and then all rainbows. So this guy's definitely helps out any type of LR that you're running next to him. He helps out just key on the rotation and makes everything so much easier. And then he gets an additional 20% attack and defense and 15,000 HP per orb per rainbow key sphere obtained. So say you just get like 3. He's healing you by 45,000, which is pretty solid. Like that's actually a substantial number. And then he has 140% attack and defense. I'd say that's pretty good. It's just like obviously Majin Boos don't have the best links. At least this guy has shocking speed, regeneration, Majin, Master Magic, Revival, Innocence, Shattering the Limit. And this guy's not on like he definitely helps out some teams. Majin Buu Saga like it struggles with Ki, so obviously you're gonna want to run him there. Worthy Rivals is an interesting one for him, but he'll definitely help out that team. Artificial Life Forms just needs a full like regular category leader and not just Baby, because I love Baby as a card. It's just that you really can't run him that well. And we also just need more Baby cards in general. Like we need those Dragon Ball Hero Baby like Parasite cards. We need them really bad. I think that would add like something really big into the game. And then this Tao, it's a final card. Raises later skill is okay. Raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a medium chance of stunning the enemy. So that's very good. That's definitely very solid. Then he gets 120% attack and defense when performing a super attack, and attacks connect against all enemies. So that's not bad. That's an interesting little thing they're deciding to do with some of these units, especially versus the Legendary Goku event and stuff like that. But like that's definitely a useful little thing, but that's not something you want to build a card around. And then he gets 20% attack and defense per attack received up to 80. So he gets maxed out at 200% attack and defense. That looks crazy, but like his stats aren't like Rainbow. He has less than 10,000 HP and less than 7,400 defense. His attack is his attack stat is solid. It's just that it's just not the best, really. So this guy's solid, but he's nothing really too crazy, and then his links aren't the best either. Like Crane School, Supreme Warrior, Coward, Revival, Doden Ray, Brutal Beatdown, Shattering the Limit, and then 3. Like the only good team he's really on is Siblings Bond. Like Resurrector Warriors is very good, but like this is all he's gonna be getting on that team, and I don't think he's gonna be getting anything on Student Bond. And on Siblings Bond. So yeah, these awakenings for these units, guys, are absolutely insane. So let me actually just go back here. Where are all the cards? Upcoming cards. Yeah, all these cards are absolutely insane. This guy is probably the second best unit in the game. Both of these guys have very solid awakenings that makes them very, very, very good. Both of these cards are incredible, and then these 2 awakenings are very, very solid. So there's a lot of stuff coming to JP right now, so I hope you guys are ready. I believe this guy is also going to be featured on a double rates banner, so that's very, very good. So these guys are going to be like, obviously they want you to summon because there's going to be some crazy stuff coming, but a double rates banner with an LR of this magnitude is like, if you want to throw a couple multis at it, go right ahead. Like nobody's gonna blame you for doing that. But yeah, guys, there it is. That's the video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of all of these guys. Make sure to check out all the affiliate links down below. And till next time, you guys.